We have just spent the last few days in Kenya taking our first game drive in Lake Nakuru. Pride of Lions. And searching for the Big Five in the Masai Mara. This is why we came to Africa. The last few days have blown us away. How could it get any better? We were about to find out. In this episode, we cross the border into Tanzania and drive right into the Serengeti National Park. We then drive east to the extinct volcano, the Ngorongoro Crater. And in episode 3, we cross back into Kenya and visit Amboseli National Park and return to Nairobi to tour a coffee plantation and our flight home. We were just settling in for our 3-hour drive to the border when we had one last encounter in the Masai Mara. And driving in Kenya also means having to dodge wildlife.
So we've run into a little bit of an issue. We've got a flat tire, but luckily there was another van from the same company that was passing us. They pulled over. We're going to transfer to that van.
This is like an e-ticket ride.
We arrived at the border without any more truck issues and surprisingly made the crossing relatively smoothly. We met up with our new guide Alan and headed out to the Serengeti.
We're about to cross back over the Mara River, but now thanks to you.
The Serengeti covers over 12,000 square miles and is the annual home to the Great Migration. It is also where we hope to see a leopard. So we've just arrived in the Serengeti, and after a painless process crossing the border, our Kenya guide introduced us to a Tanzanian guide. We drove 3 hours down, and we're here. We're surrounded by wildebeest. It's exactly what everyone imagines an African savanna to look like, which is wildebeest everywhere.
Funniest little noises.
Not having much luck with trucks today. Our truck battery seems to be dead. Luckily, we're not surrounded by predators, just wildebeest. Quick jump, quick push, and we're off and running again.
So part of the Great Migration heading north.
You can see it go all the way off into the distance. There's just thousands of them. And this is just a fraction of a herd, and there are other herds.
One of the key differences we already see with the Masai Mara is just how dusty it is here. It's a lot drier. Masai Mara had puddles and water everywhere, and this is where they're going to. All the herds are moving up north where it's been wet and the grass is tall. Grass here is getting shorter and drier. So dusty.
I feel like I'm in a National Geographic documentary.
When you're in school, you watch documentaries, you read books, but to be here as part of the Great Migration is truly once in a lifetime. It is amazing. Just looking around, seeing the zebras, the wildebeest, we're surrounded.
Our drive to our camp for the night doubled as a game drive, and we were not disappointed with the amount of animals we saw.
So dusty.
Smelly hippos here.
So Alan just spotted 2 hyenas in a little hollow of a tree at the base of it from about 20 yards. And it was so hard for us to see until we got up close that we could see it. He's got really good eyes. Just pulling up to our tent camp in the middle of the Serengeti. This is amazing. We can see for miles. I'm sure we're gonna hear animals tonight. There are tents off in the distance.
And the Serengeti is all around.
This is amazing.
Here's our room. Big king-size bed with an amazing view out to the Serengeti.
Our tent also had an ensuite bathroom with toilet and a hot water shower.
So here's how the shower works. They fill a bucket, which is outside, with warm to hot water, and then use the handles to control the water.
That evening, we sat around the fire and watched a herd of wildebeest on their migration path.
So we're getting ready for bed. We're in our tent, and we're going to leave the flaps open so we can see outside. We've already heard lions a few minutes ago off in the distance. This will be fun. I'm really looking forward to sleeping here tonight. Good morning. Not the best night of sleep. It wasn't so much the animals, though we did hear lions and zebras. It was the wind buffeting the tent walls. So the whole herd that was over on that hill last night is now completely gone. There were thousands of wildebeest and zebras. In the middle of the night at some point, they all moved on. Except I see about 3 of them just sitting there. They got left behind.
We're gonna go have breakfast. We have a full day of game drive today, and it's gonna be a great day. I know Martin's a little tired. He didn't sleep well, but surprisingly, I slept pretty well.
Coffee. I need some coffee right now.
Grabbing breakfast, we had the ultimate view.
A giraffe is joining us for breakfast. He's just right over there, and he's heading this way. First thing this morning is my friend the giraffe.
So on the chatter on the radio this morning that there's a lion kill. So we're gonna go and try and find it. We've got some vague directions as to where it is, and we're heading there right now.
Oh my God, there's just a lion that just got some breakfast, and then there's all the cubs and the other females. Insane. It's on the other side.
Oh, there's a whole, look at him.
There's probably about 7 lions over there.
There was probably about 12 lions. One was really eating, the others were just kind of hidden in the grass until they kind of stood up. That was the best and closest we've gotten to a lion kill, as well as just a whole pride of lions. That was pretty amazing for the first hour of our full day safari. Now we've got another lion, and we think the male lion is here as well, so we're gonna try and see him in the tall grass. I think he's lying down right now. Serengeti means endless plain, and you can see why they called it that. It just goes on for miles and miles.
Everyone turn around, turn around. No water here.
Just came across another male lion sleeping on the rocks. We just learned that when the sun's beating down on them and they're out in the sun like this, it helps actually keep the ticks away. It burns the ticks and they kind of die. So he's snoozing and also getting rid of his tick problem.
So there's nobody else here. We just saw another male lion just hanging out on a rock. Beautiful.
We continued on just in awe of the abundance of wildlife.
Life and death in the Serengeti. So just come across a big watering hole. All the zebras are in the water, cooling down, getting something to drink as they continue their migration.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. The lion's just right here. Oh my God, look what we found. More lions, 2 more females.
So for context, those 2 lions were just sitting in the open plain and we were just driving past on our way somewhere else and I just managed to spot them and they're just sitting there. And so it's so hard given their color and the color of the grass. And they're quite well hidden and they're checking out the other animals off in the distance. But one of the females was pregnant and keeping away from the males back at that lion rock. As we're driving along, you keep swiveling your head left, right, and we just stopped because I saw what I thought was something, but it turned out to be just a dirt mound. You never can tell, but until you look through binoculars, which you can't do when you're driving, it's too hard. You never know. So we think somebody saw a cheetah, so we're racing over now to see if we can see it ourselves. Swiveling around looking for his next meal.
Bit of a lunch break here. Gotta watch out for the patties though.
Under a tree, we got our lunches. Not too bad. So this is lunch Serengeti style. We have our box lunch, but we also have our wine.
We just finished lunch and we're heading back out to go see if we can find the leopard. We found the cheetah right before lunch, so fingers crossed. But it's all up to nature. Straight after lunch, we came across more lions.
I don't know where these rocks came from. The Ice Age, maybe? Who knows? I don't know. But they're pretty amazing. Trees like are growing all out of them and in between them. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so I know I'm not crazy. In the rock over there, if you look closely, it looks like there's a lion in the rock.
That guy is huge. It's so hard to tell through a lens, but that elephant's probably the largest one we've seen. He is enormous.
We're just rolling up on another tree and it may have a lion in it. So we were about 100 yards away, and Alan managed to spot a lion in a crook of a tree.
You are so pretty. Wow. You can never have too many lion pictures.
They're doing a controlled burn about 20 kilometers away, but we're pretty much surrounded by smoke right now. It's pretty smoky.
We just came across, as we're heading back to our camp, 2 cheetahs.
I think that was a good way to end the day. Cheetahs, 2 of them. They were beautiful. A little further away, but still awesome way to end the day. Maybe tomorrow we'll see the leopard. We've just had a great day on safari. We're now enjoying some sundowners.
We're actually really relaxed. I mean, it was a super full day. We left here at like 7:15, 7:30, and we've been going all day. We took just about, I don't know, half-hour little lunch break, but had a really great day. I can't believe how many lions we saw today. That was insane.
And it's interesting, the differences between the parks. I mean, I think the question that everyone has is, how many parks do I need to go to? Are they all the same? And I think even just the 3 parks we've been to,
Totally different.
they're all totally different. Each individually offers something different and unique from each other. Types of animals, the terrain, the frequency of animals.
And just kind of the whole vibe of the place is different. Yeah.
So tomorrow we go on to Ngorongoro Crater, but tonight we have one more last dinner here at the camp, and we're gonna enjoy our beers by the fire.
I will miss this place. I'm sad to leave.
Couple hippos.
Driving over to Ngorongoro Crater, and along the main road we spotted a cheetah sitting off in the grass searching for its next meal. So the cheetah's looking at these animals right here, and the cheetah's just over there. Yeah. These Thompson gazelles have no clue there's a cheetah. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. Oh, you missed him. Wow, they separate. He didn't know which way to go. The cheetah missed his breakfast. Oh, that was amazing.
I thought that was for sure going to be an easy catch.
We thought we were going to see a pretty good kill, but cheetah hunt, but the cheetah, the gazelle split off in different directions, and the cheetah didn't know which way to go, and he got confused. Oh, that was cool though. That was super cool.
Yeah. The cheetah was a younger cheetah. His hunting skills weren't quite up to par in that case. And the gazelles outsmarted him by splitting off, and he didn't know which way to go.
I had wanted to see a cheetah hunt when we came to Africa. I knew that the likeliness was going to be super low, even though the cheetah didn't win. It was really cool. Something I'd always wanted to see.
Never gets old.
way. There's just tons of vehicles going in both directions.
It wasn't long before we got our first glimpse of the Ngorongoro Crater. Just outside the crater, we stopped at a local Masai village, or Boma, to learn a little bit more about their culture and way of life. We witnessed several dances that are important displays of community values and storytelling, and I even attempted the traditional Adumu jumping dance. We were then shown fire making on a tour of a traditional Nkajik home. Built by the women in the village, they are made of sticks, cow dung, and grass, and it's where families cook, eat, sleep, and even house their small livestock.
We are at the top of the Ngorongoro Crater. We're going to go take a drive down in the center of it now and do a game drive down there, and hopefully there'll be a ton of animals.
We were at a much higher elevation, and it is a lot cooler up here. 18 kilometers north to south and 10 kilometers east to west.
Getting our first look at the crater, and it really looks like a desolate wasteland with harsh conditions, but it's got the highest concentration of animals in the national parks, and it's got pretty much every single animal except for one, which is the giraffe, because they can't get down the walls. It's too steep for them. There's not a lot of trees and woodlands for them to eat the leaves off of. Migration where they just kind of walk in a line, but they don't really go anywhere. Silly. Just checking out the flamingos, and this is a saltwater lake. The foam, I'm not sure if that's caused by any of the salt, but a lot more flamingos here than what we saw at Lake Nakuru in Kenya. We haven't really been close to an ostrich. This is the closest we've been. They're hugging? Oh.
That was just the cutest thing ever. Two elephants giving each other a hug, and then they walked off into the sunset.
It's kind of always sad to see an animal in distress, regardless of type of animal or what. But that little guy, he's got a long road to recover if he can. Okay, that was pretty funny. We just watched the male lion get up from sleeping, go over to the female lion, try and rouse her up to have a little extracurricular activities, to have a little bit of fun.
and she wasn't in the mood. She did not want to have anything to do with it. She lays down and he kind of skulks away and lays down just a few feet away from her, back to sleep. Pretty funny. There's two black dots way off in the distance. Those are black rhinos.
So we saw the black rhino way off in the distance, but we saw two of them, and I'll take that because they're almost extinct. There are not many left. So even though at a distance, they were still amazing to see. Very lucky. So that means on our big five, we've seen 4 out of the 5. We still haven't seen a leopard. Chances are slim we're gonna find one, but it doesn't take away anything from what we've seen so far on this trip.
Just came across a really amazing waterfall on the way back up. Totally different landscape than coming down.
So this area of Ngorongoro Crater is so different. It's lush, it's thick. There's stuff hiding in here. Obviously, it's really difficult to see if you can see it at all. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find a rhino, another rhino, or a leopard, or anything, because it's just so thick. We did spot an elephant, but you know they're huge. So.
As our safari in Tanzania was ending, we couldn't help but be anything but thankful and in awe of what our time in this beautiful country gave us. It was clear the lure of Africa is real.
I think they are my favorite now.
That was the iconic moment of Amboseli National Park, to